That boy who used to spend days in the garage with only his imagination and a couple hand tools has gotten lost in the grind of the real world. I think it's time we find him. Today we got something a little different. Hopefully a midweek jolt of inspiration designed to be done in less than an hour. I had some great names picked out for when I can fit these midweek builds in. Chisel and charge, a splinter sprint, but honestly, after this week, I'm thinking for me it's more like therapy Thursday. Whatever it ends up being, I know this. If you're going to make something this simple, you better own it. Do something extraordinary with it. And with the finish, I think we did just that. And it wasn't until the finish that I was convinced I actually pulled it off. Although, to be fair, I want your opinion at the end because I have some questions on it. I may have taken it too far. We are going primitive, and I've never done primitive before. It's supposed to be rough and crude and, well, like that ashtray you made for your grandpa back in elementary school pottery class. Seriously? An ashtray? And they thought Joe Camel was a bad influence? I drilled my holes. The middle one is, well, in the middle of the board, 1.75 inches on the width and 5.5 on the length. Then 2.5 inches either way from the center of the other two holes, one on the left and one on the right. As far as wood goes, you can't get any more primitive than the 2x4. You can cut holes out of it, call it a tea light holder, but it's big, it's clunky, and, well, it's still a 2x4. But I think we can fix that. We're going to add legs and change the lines of this 2x4. My legs are going to be 1.5 inches wide and only 1/2 inch tall, but I think this will be enough to change the silhouette of this chunky board. Too much and we get that thing called symmetry, and that's not what we want in a primitive piece. You see all this blue here? We're going to chisel it out. Yeah, no joke. But first, we're going to saw the lines of the legs, going down about 1/2 inch. I say about 1/2 inch because nothing's precise. It's like sawing a hill. Careful to keep my edges down the full 1/2 inch so we can guide the splitting, but let the middle of the board arch. When I chisel, I will saw as needed. And now we chisel. And this is the fun part. Therapy on a week gone bad. You get to take your aggressions out. We're going to get rude and crude. There is a method to my madness, though. It will get ugly, it will fracture, tear, and rip. My camera will shake, tools will fall. And in the end, we'll be left with this. And yes, it is here. I'm thinking to myself, I really wish I had the technology to shoot live. So you can hear what I was saying at this particular point in time, but it's probably best you don't. I mean, look at this. What am I thinking? I go off to the bench sander, trusting that my mind has not led me astray. You can use an orbital, or whatever you have, or even go full Miyagi-Do on it. But either way, we're going to get rough again. Cruel and rude. Tearing into the sides. No symmetry here, no rhyme, no reason. Just taking chunks out, rounding over here, there, everywhere. Changing the lines of the 2x4. And then the fun truly begins. I have this little thingy here, a bunch of stray nails. You know, those last ones that never shoot out of the gun right? I tape them all together with some 200-mile-an-hour tape, and I bang away. It simulates bug holes, and you can twist it and turn it so that the pattern never repeats itself. Because it's a thing in motion, every hit, every puncture will vary. Some will be deep, some not so deep. There is an art to this, and I love distressing things to make them look rough and old when they aren't. But you have to be careful. Too much of a good thing, and well, it looks bad. It looks fake, or worse, it looks like a beaten up 2x4. Next, we grab a throwing knife. I mean, seriously, what else would you use? A hatchet? A hatchet would probably split the wood. All joking aside, I inherited this when I bought my house 30 odd years ago, lost in the basement somewhere. And today I finally get to use it. It's been hanging up here for like forever. And today I grabbed it on a whim and I used it. And well, I love it. It creates those little splits that soak up the stain so well. A nail dragged over it. A mini sledge to add a couple dents. Careful not to put the old hammerhead dent in. A telltale sign of distressing. Next, we take an old hacksaw blade, slide it down the edges, roughen it all up. This time with a file, rounding and ripping. Although, this time we have a purpose. We're trying to get all the saw marks out. We work on the legs, grinding them down, not to perfection, but to ensure that there are no splinters. Beautiful. But we aren't done yet. This next one is new. I've never done this until this morning. I tried it on a scrap of wood, and it makes all the difference. I don't know. I've never seen it done before regarding stain, but it's my new go-to. Mix some black acrylic with water. Get it splotchy as you can, not too smooth. Variation is your friend. Now brush it on sporadically. Get blotchy here, there, and a little bit everywhere. Nothing too big, as if nature just stained this piece of wood. That fungi is just beginning to grow in the grain. To get this done in one sitting, we're going to need to cheat a little bit. We'll need to dry this the best we can. I use my $5 heat gun from Harbor Freight. You can use a hair dryer as well. It will just take longer. Although really, it's only a couple of minutes. And now, we stain. This is a moment we've been building for. Enjoy it. This is the second most gratifying moment of the build. Right here, right now. The instant the stain hits the wood, you'll know. Did we pull it off or not? I'm using golden oak. The light color contrasts beautifully with the dark dents, the scrapes, scratches, the bug holes, and the black tint we added. Go on thick, go on deep, get the stain in all the holes, all the scratches, then wipe it off. I said the second most gratifying moment. What's the first? When the poly hits the stain. Okay, so I love this piece. I debated not doing this. I said the project's too simple. Everyone's done it. But I am really happy I did. The patina on this, the bug bites, the depth of the colors, the grain. I don't think I could have done the distressing, the finish any better. If there is a weak spot on this build, it's the underbelly. Did I go too rough? Did I take the primitive too far? And I might have. I didn't poly it, so I can still go back and put a little more work into it. But what do you think? It's like you just found a rotting log in the forest and decided to preserve it. Beautiful. And the lines? That clunky 2x4 is gone. It's no more. Thank you all for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment anything and everything. Let me know what you think of it. Did I pull it off? Or is the underbelly just too much? Until the next time.